When it comes to bare bright copper wire, there's always questions about what's acceptable, especially when there's wire that's tarnished or has a slightly darker color. So I wanted to show you what we accept at our yard as bare bright, but it might be a little bit different than what your yard accepts. The best rule of thumb that most yards go by is that the wire has to be bright and shiny, similar to like a brand new penny, and then it also has to be a thicker gauge wire where the individual strands are about as thick as a pencil lead or thicker. At our yard, we differ just a little bit from that, and we accept some wire that has tarnished from the heat, and it's basically turned this darker color. And I've got a couple examples here so you can see on this wire, one side of it is very bright and shiny, and this is connected all one piece. And then as you work your way up the strand, you have this sort of tarnished black color, and that's simply from this wire getting hot inside the insulation, and then the insulation has been pulled off. But you also end up with wire like this at times that it's a little hard to see on camera, but there is contamination here. So you can see the dirt and some of the foreign contamination inside this wire. So this is not something we would accept as bare bright. This would have to go as number one, but this slightly tarnished just from heat, no outside contaminants, is still acceptable for us. The other thing we do a little bit differently is thinner strand wire. We allow this in our bare bright. Some yards can't accept this as bare bright because they can't sell it as bare bright, but the homes we are selling bare bright into will accept this size wire as long as it is bright and shiny like this, so we allow it when we buy it. Like always, I recommend that you talk to your local yard and ask them how they buy their bare bright copper. And if you run across any wire that's tarnished from the heat, like the example I showed you, I'd keep it separate from your bright and shiny wire. That way, if they have different rules, you don't downgrade your entire load.